Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of Nain Shorts with my lovely assistant. Wait, what name do you want to go under?
Nisa's fine.
Nisa is fine. Yes, this is my child, my eldest. My pain in the ass. No. She really isn't. She's a great kid, very smart. A little big in her head. Now, not without reason. Like you catch on really well, and you've watched me train since you were 4. So I don't know. You explained it better because once we asked you, it's like, why do you think you pick it up so quickly?
I remember. I think the first time I mentioned it was when we were in Reno, like 4-ish years ago.
Is it 4 years ago? Just speak up because there's a microphone.
I remember I said the way that I absorbed all of that information just by listening to you, even though I was in the background, I could still hear everything you were saying. Mm-hmm. And I think subconsciously I picked up on everything you were doing. Mm-hmm. And being able to watch you, since personally I am a visual learner, I got to pick up on that a lot quicker once I actually did start training. And I felt a lot more confident in what I was doing because I knew that, hey, a lot of this I've already picked up many years prior. So I didn't feel as worried to fail.
Huh. Okay. And she's actually taught the class a couple of times. And mind you, some of our students are older than me, so and much taller.
Heavier, faster.
I don't know about heavier. That's mean. I mean, why would you say that about JJ? That's just messed up.
Love you, JJ. That's the first person you go to.
So where do we go from this? Like a year and a half of training, actual training, but 10 years worth of information that you've just been listening to, because I'd bring her to the gym all the time. So you picked up on a lot. Now we're going to work on the idea of how do we then condense our space, right? And I just want you to think about that and what that could mean. So let's first start off with the beginning part of it, which is 1 and 11, right? 1 and 11. Good. Now 1 and 11, 5, 7. Ready?
Yep.
Keep your eyes on the target. There you go. Good. All right? Good. I switched it up. Why? Because at the beginning, most people will start wide. Right? But again, you're learning the movement. That's the aspect of it. But then what do we say?
When it comes to spacing?
Yeah, because it's okay to start off wide, but then what do we do?
Or topping motion.
Why?
Because long range becomes so much easier when practicing short range.
Huh, that's weird. I never thought of it that way. But that's a great idea.
I always thought about it that way because me being able to feel the difference between one thing or another, the first thing always becomes the easiest.
Okay. So, because we always start off our training with the new student here. 1 and 11 is done here, which forces us to move, to come back and move again as we do our low line strikes. Because low line strikes done in a certain amount of range, you can't really do them up close because, well, you don't have the space for it. But I'm going to add a bit more to this particular thicket in your regards. Because yes, the spacing of it and understanding close range as you transition to medium range here, because fights are most likely going to start out here anyway, especially if you have something visual. People are going to stay away from each other, right? But it's going to eventually progress to having no weapons and nothing like that. It's going to be somebody like talking shit to you, and then all of a sudden, whack! See how easy that is, how quickly and how close range all that happens? So, how do we progress from sticks to that? Well, it has to be ideas. It can't be just swinging the stick. We learn how to get tighter because of our space. Now, take a knife.
Oh my.
111, 5-7. What would that look like with a knife? Oh, what changed?
The range.
Right, but also the tool. Because do you have that long stick now?
I do not.
And did you notice what you did? And I don't think you noticed it, and the people on camera saw it. What did you do in order to do your 5-7, your 111, 5-7?
I stepped in.
You stepped in. Why? Because the knife isn't effective out here. Sure, you can swing your whole arm wide, but the reality is the knife is a close and personal kind of tool. Look at the size. You have to get here. And bless your heart, I didn't even tell you to, and you automatically actually made contact, which was, I'm very proud of that, by the way, because, you know, it's a knife. You have to actually make contact, but did you see how tight you got? Now try again, 111, 5-7. There you go. You don't have to go that, you don't have to swing very far. You can stay right here, and you're still doing everything you need to do. So this is your, now the range has to change because of the tool. But let's think of it less of the necessities of the tool, and let's think of it as an idea. Because now we're going to keep a distance away from each other, but I still want you to swing that knife the way you did it when I was in front of you, or when you were close to me. What would that look like?
Well, if I were to swing it the way I did when I was standing right there,
Yeah.
it would just look like this.
Ha! Right? And it sounds silly, but again, you made mention of something that I thought was brilliant earlier. Is that when you train a certain way, it's easier for you to notice the differences in range. So think of it this way. Even though I don't have anybody in front of me, I'm training to stay this close. Why? Because I'm training to fight somebody up close. But look what my body is doing. Look what my hands are doing. Look what it's creating. It's creating this little box. This is my effective range. This is where I'm strongest. Why? Because we understand swinging your entire arm takes more energy. Dropping. Oh, wait. Isn't that what we learned with the stick? Drop your hand.
A lot less energy and way more effective.
Right? And the closer you are to your center of mass, the more force you can generate. The stronger you are. And you can just do this at home. Hold out anything heavy with your outstretched arm, and it's a lot harder than if you hold it close to your body. Just like, you know, when you try to carry 9 bags of groceries upstairs in one go instead of taking multiple trips.
Are you speaking from personal experience?
I am speaking from personal experience, because God damn it, I'm going to do it in one trip. But now we're taking this knife idea, because again, it's just an idea. It's not about swinging the knife. It's not about cutting somebody. It's not about stabbing somebody. It's about taking our movements and thinking of it as if I had a knife the whole time. And now create that batter's box. There you go. Now, effectively cut. Complete your cuts. There. Good. Right? Now, that's stagnant, and try to be more smooth about it. 1, 11, 5, 7. 1, 11, 5, 7. 1, 11, 5, 7. And let your free hand, because now you're trained to do something at close range, which means this hand is effective and useful. Long range can reach anything. Close range, it becomes part of the movement itself. Okay? So even now that you're training this hand, let it go where it feels naturally to go. So 111. 111, 5, 7. 111, 5, 7. There you go. Okay? Now it's a little choppy because it's again the idea and you're trying to work it. But eventually you want to create that fluidity that you do with sticks. Because again, it's not about swinging a stick, it's not about swinging a knife, it's about learning the motion. There, you found the comfort. Good. See how it changes. Nice. So what are we doing? Well, one, we're creating this, what we like to call batter's box. Anyone who watches baseball, you know that range, right? Where that strike zone is. But it's where your hands can be most effective, mechanically. At least the way that we teach it. Is it true across the board? Not necessarily. There are those who train other things that are very, very effective. So I'm not trying to take away from anyone else that doesn't do it this way. All I'm saying is that this is the way that we've trained for this reason, because we are close quarter fighters. The knife is a close range weapon. You swing out here. For us, you're just giving me an arm to chop up. Because if I were to swing wide, what would you do? In your other hand? Exactly. And what comes next? Da, 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 da. There you go. Because again, it's not the knife, it's just a knife idea. Because now, drop the knife. I have a knife. What do you do next? There you go. Right? I swing. There you go. Now, did you have to necessarily go very far? Did you have to go? No. Why?
Because in taking all that information from using sticks and knives and having to be close quarter for most of the ideas to work, you automatically use that even when you don't have a weapon in your hand. Because I know that being closer to the person means that they have less space to attack you.
Ha! Again, ideas and the development of those ideas and what they become physically. Because now, empty hands. I punch at you. Oh! God damn it.
Usually I'd continue on from that, but most of the time I just stop there.
Oh, Jesus Christ, kid. Seriously?
I didn't wear any rings because I knew I'd be hitting you.
Oh, okay, so that's supposed to be... Okay, you know what? Never mind. But... Fuck, dude. That actually hurt.
My bad.
No, it's fine. Very proud. So, we developed the idea from the sticks. Again, not to learn to swing a stick, but just to learn movement, to learn range, to learn proper angles, and then we move on to a knife because it becomes a knife idea, a mentality. Eventually we realize, well, we're not going to have any of those things, so where are our hands? Oh, they're always somewhere where I can do something effective. We create our own batter's box, which is very similar to how boxers hold their guard. How people with swords hold their weapon in front of them. These are our weapons. These are the things that are going to be most effective, whether we have something in our hands or not. So knowing where they are at all times, having them available at all times, is a lot more advantageous than not. And oftentimes, well, we don't think about those things. But this is the way that we've developed and trained the idea of always having our hands and everything available to us by creating a sense of space, and you develop your own personal range. Because you know where you're most effective, I know where I'm most effective, and the idea is who can stay in that range for themselves while maintaining their opponent out of their personal range. Any thoughts?
I like what we ended up on. I like how at first it was just an idea about keeping your hands here and how this is usually where people are the most effective because of body mass and overall strength. But in the end it became something more informational, telling everybody that at one point, even without much or any training at all, you will be able to find where you're most comfortable when it comes to fighting. And that goes for any form of fighting. The kind that we do, the kind that boxers do. If you're like a gangster and you want a street fight, that can work too.
I've never thought of it to that degree, but yeah, actually, these ideas would be effective for any form of fighting or any form of, martial arts that you do, because they are just ideas. How they develop and how they become, that's to the individual, and this is what this particular individual saw. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that. Until the next one, as usual. 3, 2, 1, go!